Okay, welcome back to the second part of this course. If you're still here with me, I'd like to thank you. Um, Still gonna just kind of continue recording. Anyway, in the last part, we talked about getting rid of those triggers, getting rid of the ammo to go along with it, and just kind of getting rid of the overall things that's causing you to get triggered by it, whether that be a person or rather that be something near you or rather that just be like certain actions or just certain things. We talked about, just getting rid of those triggers. And if I go over my notes today, what we're discussing in the second part is going to be lifestyle. So, and I know that sounds kind of vague, but here's the very first part that I wanted to talk about. If you have two people, and I remember there's a YouTuber named Hamza who talked about this, but if you have two people and one person decides, hey, I'm going to not start, I'm going to stop smoking. If one person decides, okay, I'm going to stop smoking, then the next person says, I'm going to stop smoking. And then the other, so let's just say person B, we'll call them that. Let's say person B right here, they decide to go ahead and mark off every day that they haven't smoked. Let's say person A doesn't even look at it like that. They just have stopped. They don't count it. They don't think about it. It's just who they are to stop smoking. So they don't, that's just who they are as a person now. It's a good chance that person B will be waking up every day like, oh yeah, this is the 3 months I've been clean. I hit the 90-day mark. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a good chance 9 times out of 10 that person B is going to end up relapsing. Why? Because they're counting the days of it. So it's almost like how, for example, I think it was Tony Robbins who explained why would you count the days of now that you don't do this? Are you counting it just before you go back? So that's the second thing. Well, that's the second thing that has really helped me have, I would say, the most success. And because when you start to look at this now, you don't want to look at it in the sense of, oh, well, this is just something that I do, or, hey, this is just, I mean, you don't want to look at it as in, hey, this is my no fap calendar. You've seen the apps before to where it's like it counts the days that you haven't relapsed. You're not counting the days, homie. You're not going to count the years. This is just what you do. It's not what you're trying to do, it's just your lifestyle. So when you start looking at it from the view of, I don't do it every day, I mean, I don't do it at all, this is my lifestyle, you're going to be a hell of a lot more successful because you're going to start, as you stop doing it and as you're going longer, when you keep looking at it as like, nah, this is just my lifestyle, this is just something that I'm doing, I'm feeling great for it, I'm not ever going to go back, you will start to feel yourself, spirit, and mind change because now this is your lifestyle. This is who you are. You've thrown away that old person. You've reinvented yourself into a better person. And it feels good knowing, I can tell you from experience, it feels good not being controlled by the little screen demon, not being controlled by the demon in the phone. It feels so good. It feels good to hand your phone or your tablet or your laptop away to somebody and not feel that anxiousness because they're going to see your dirty little secret in the histories, in history, or just knowing that you don't have to panic if somebody needed to look up something on your phone and the first letter that it started with was a P. You don't have to sit there and panic if they typed P into your laptop. So you don't have to feel that anxiety anymore. That's the lifestyle that you are going into. That's the lifestyle that you're becoming. So the very first thing is to start looking at this and say, no, this is my lifestyle. There's no such thing as, okay, I'm going to stop, or if that was to happen, I'd start again. No, this is your lifestyle now. There is no going back. You have changed into a better person for yourself, for your family, for your wife or your husband, or the people around you, you've changed into a better person. I've never seen a fucking butterfly crawl back into the larva or whatever, the cocoon, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and transform right back into the goddamn centipede. I think that's correct. I don't know. Anyway, I've never seen it. You get the idea. I've never seen it. So first off, this is your lifestyle now. You don't do that anymore. Second part about lifestyle and like going into that. This very second part that I want to talk to you about is since that is your lifestyle. Let me refer to my notes. I know I wrote the second part down. Okay, so make notes. The second part of lifestyle, I knew I had it somewhere. The second part of the lifestyle is you have killed off that old person. So you've driven them to like a metaphorical desert, and you've killed the old person, and now you come out as a new person. Even and I just want to say, yeah, you've killed the old person off. I'll get to that towards the end of the video, but I just want to say you've killed that old person off now. You're not that person anymore. Secondly, what's going to happen is you want to now, since that is your lifestyle, immediately get rid of all things that could have been a influence for that old lifestyle. So maybe like if you were let's say you were looking at YouTube, right? Let's say you looked at a person who was a let's just say they would make jokes about porn and their favorite type of porn to watch, right? Let's say they would make jokes about that. And then let's say they'd be like, man, I gotta bust me a load. You don't watch that person no more. You unsubscribe, you try your best to take them out of your algorithm. You don't watch that person anymore. If you had a friend who was still associating with that, and let's just say y'all gonna meet up somewhere like at the Applebee's or some shit, and he's still talking about that, and he's talking about his favorite, porn star, or she's talking about her favorite porn star that she likes to watch, because for the ladies who watching this, you don't watch that shit anymore, and you tell them, hey, that's cool that you like to do that. Y'all sitting at the restaurant. That's cool that you like to do that, but I don't look at that shit anymore. And if you keep talking about it, we're gonna have some issues. I'm just gonna get up and go. I don't want to talk about it. I don't even want to associate. I don't want to know what's going on, who you like, whatever. I don't give a damn about none of that. Cease and desist. So, that would be the end of it. And of course, if they kept going, you block that person and you never speak to them again, and you get the fuck on. So, secondly, I guess like the second part of the lifestyle, as I should say, is number one, you don't watch that content anymore, and it's just your lifestyle. It's who you are as a person. Number two, you don't hang out with those people anymore. You don't associate with those people or look at things of that nature. And I'll get to that in a later video as well. But you don't look at things of that nature. And number three, lastly, and this will actually be the very next topic that we talk about, but in the next video, because I've got to go into that one. But lastly, you delete all things that may cause you to want to go back and relapse. You delete all those things. So if it's social media, it's social media. If it's Facebook, it's Facebook. If it's Instagram, it's Instagram. If it's TikTok, and TikTok is basically just soft porn. I mean, you just go ahead and delete that. My point is, you delete it. And we'll talk about this concept in the next. We'll talk about that concept of like deleting everything in the very next one, because I've had my own personal issues with it. Because I get it, social media can be very addictive, and you just don't want to pull away. I completely understand because it's the way that it's designed. I completely understand, but that deserves its own part in this course, and I'm going to go into that and some of my personal experiences with that. But so far, if you've been watching, and like I said, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you for watching on to part two. I'll see you in part three. All right, y'all have a good one.